Are you coming back to school with me? We could have done it all so easily.
Hi, my name is Craig Thompson Wood. I'm your host on Teaching with Board Games. Here today to take a look at Give a Dog a Bone by My First I Play Games. Now, before I say anything further, I just want to apologize if you hear the noise in the background. I have my 3D printer going. I don't have soundproof booths and things. It's so just try and ignore that background noise if you're hearing it. If not, great, ignore me. Pay no attention. And so this game is a game for very young kids. It's ages 3+. And so as such, it's you have to keep in mind that it's not going to be a game with a lot of complicated, interesting decisions and things. It's going to be very simple to be involving very young kids in a game. So before I get too much into it, why don't I just take it to the table and show it how it's played. So in setting up for a game of Give a Dog a Bone, you're going to do a couple things. First, you're going to make sure every player gets their own doghouse. The doghouse is going to indicate the color that you're looking for during the game to earn your bones. Secondly, you're going to set up these 9 tiles in a configuration where the path is continuous. So sometimes the path curves and sometimes it's straight. You're just going to join them together so that they make a path. You're then going to take your large oversized dice, which may be considered to be a deadly weapon in some states and countries, so make sure that you check the laws first before you purchase this game, because this is seriously big. And then the youngest player is going to start the game. They're going to roll the dice and they're going to unfortunately roll a 1. Well, in this case, we land here. And I say unfortunately because it's the bulldog. And the bulldog is one of the special tiles that if you land on it, the bulldog steals one of your bones. Now, in this case, I guess it's not so unfortunate because the player has no bones to steal, and so we just move on from there. So if you're keeping any bones you collect in your doghouse here, so let's say this is the blue player who had gone, they'd be, if they had any bones here, the bulldog would steal one, you'd put it back into the supply. Now at the end of every turn, you're going to take whatever number you rolled, in this case 1, and you're going to add it to the end of the path to make it a never-ending continuous path. So then the red player is going to go, and the red player rolls a 2 and goes 1, 2. And I'm just going to move these down for purposes of, so that I can show you better what's happening. And I'm going to put these tiles here and here. So let's just slide these down. And this is something you're going to have to be doing because the path is continuous. You're going to have to every so often be sliding it down to make sure that it's fitting on the table. Okay. And so the red player is here. So the red player is going to look at this tile, and do they see themselves on there? There's a blue, yellow, green, but no red. So they're not getting anything from this. If they have to match their color to one of the pups on the thing here, and they don't, so they don't get anything. If they did, then what they do is they look for how many bones they can find in the picture, like the 1 bone here, and then they would get that as a reward to add to their stash. And then the next player is going to go 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and again, this one has green and yellow, but no blue. So this is getting a little silly now. Move this over, and then the red player goes and goes 3, 1, 2, 3. So the red player here landed here, and so in looking at this picture, there's 1 bone. So the red player is going to take one of these bone tokens and they're going to put it onto their thing. So you keep playing, you keep sliding the board around. It's a never-ending path where the players are going, and it's the first player, once all the bones, there's 12 bones in the little supply here. Once all 12 bones are distributed amongst the players, then the game ends. Whoever has the most bones is the winner. So, but one thing I need to show you first is, so we had the bulldog, and the bulldog is a bully dog, and so he will take the bones from you. But you also have, dun dun dun, burglar dog, and burglar dog will steal from another player, taking the bones away from them and into your own supply. So let's say Checkers here takes a walk on the dark side and hires the burglar dog. He will take one away from Violet and add it to his own. I hope you can sleep peacefully in your little doghouse tonight, Checkers, knowing what you've done. Shame on you. Anyways, that is how you play Give a Dog a Bone. All right, so as you saw, very simple game. The most complex thing would be just adding those path tiles and sliding it down and maintaining the same path as you're going along. But overall, yeah, very simple. But let's talk about the report card then, and what I think of it in terms of that. So in looking at the number of players for Give a Dog a Bone, I'm going to give it a B. It plays between 2 to 4 players, which is exactly my standard for a B. So it gets the B. In learning for Give a Dog a Bone, I'm going to give the game a B. For the young kids, again, keeping in mind that it is for young kids, the very simple things that they're going to be learning through the game, like the counting of the dice, the counting of the squares, looking for color recognition with the colors of the kerchiefs on the dogs matching their doghouse, and then finding them on the picture, and if it matches, then counting the number of bones. So there's a lot of small skills that they're learning here, but let's not forget about the things like the taking turns and the social skills through the play of a game, which are very important skills as well. So I would say I give the game a B for learning. For fun, for Give a Dog a Bone, I'm going to give it a B minus. I think the game, it's difficult to make these games, like, how do you make a game fun for a kid of this age? Well, one thing I think that I like, when you look at games like Peaceable Kingdom, they have cooperative games. And I think the cooperative games are great because it involves the kids in a game and learning about the games and strategies and things that those games have without the competition. So the competition in this game is, one thing is, I know, like, my granddaughter Tiffany at 3 years old, like, losing anything, like even one little part of a game, not being in the lead for some point, and it's makes her very unhappy. And so in this game, you have a chance that one person could be leading in it, which could cause the other kids to get upset. But it's also there's not one but two things that are negatives to the kids. You have the bulldog, who's going to take bones away from you, and then the burglar dog, who's going to steal bones from other players and add them to your pile. I just see that as things that could be problematic for some kids if they're not going to be taking that kind of thing well. So, yeah, I'm not. But overall, like, I think that the concepts of the pathway are fun, and the searching, looking. I'm landing on a space with dogs. Okay, like, looking for the kerchiefs and stuff and matching the colors, and if you find it, then finding the bones. It's the kinds of things that I know a lot of students I have enjoy those Where's Waldo and those picture search books. So it's a very simplistic version of that, but I just think that it's a fun game for them. So for that, I give it the B minus. For time for Give a Dog a Bone, I'm going to give it a B. The setup and cleanup is something I consider with the time, and it's a very easy game to set up. It's just lay those tiles out into a cohesive path, and then playing the game takes 10-20 minutes, and then cleanup is just put everything back again. It's just not difficult to, everything has space within the game itself for the containers and the formed plastic to hold the bones, to hold the cards, to hold the dog and everything like that. So everything has its place. So yeah, very easy to clean up and set up and play. So yeah, I give it the B. So for cost for Give a Dog a Bone, I'm going to give it a question mark, because I've looked all over for this one. This one was actually given to me by my sister. This is a game that her boys have outgrown, and she thought I might like to use it for my channel, which I thought was a great idea. I've looked on Amazon, and I've even looked up the name of the company, and I can't find the company anywhere. So I'm not sure if it's still available or what the case is. But as I said, it's a neat little game for very young kids. It might be a good introduction to games for young kids. So if you can find it, use your judgment as to whether you think it's worth it. But or maybe talk to your local game store and see if they're able to get a copy of this game in. They may know other distributors and channels. They can look up the game and see if they can find it through their network. So then you can use your judgment whether you think the game is worth it or not. Okay, let me take you to my final thoughts. So as I'd said, Give a Dog a Bone is a game for very young kids. And when it's a game for very young kids, it has to be very simple, and the rules have to be very simple. So while I'm not usually a big fan of the roll and move type game, I mean, it's acceptable for this kind of thing. And what I like about it being roll and move is it's not like that you're trying to race to an end, because there is no end. The path is never ending. So it's just a continuous moving through it. And so the roll is not like big rolls or small rolls are going to matter. It's just what you roll, and you just have to deal with that as it comes in that situation. What I don't like about roll and move in this situation, though, is just that you don't have any strategy or say or agency in decision making, and I like that kind of thing in a game. Where I also don't like is just, like I said, those things with the negative aspects where you're taking bones away or losing bones to things that can be, I think, frustrating / triggering for some kids. And I know some people would say, well, kids just need to learn these kinds of things, but I also think that there's decent to lose, but maybe lose together as a team. And this is where I like companies like Peaceable Kingdoms that have the cooperative board games for the very young kids, so that the adults and other people playing are all working together in one team. It feels like a more positive experience for the kids. So those are just my thoughts. Overall, like I said, if you can find a copy and it's not too expensive, I would say, sure, get it. It's a cute little game. I wouldn't spend too much on it. I mean, I guess you just have to use your best judgment when you find it. I mean, overall, I do think it's a game worth having for those very young kids. It's maybe something that they could appreciate. But as I am also saying, I would also look at companies like Peaceable Kingdom with the cooperative board games for the very young kids, and those ones might be a better fit too. So that's going to be it for today's episode on Give a Dog a Bone. If you have any suggestions for games you might like to see on the channel or topics you might like me to discuss, please let me know in the comment section below. And while you're down there, please hit the like and subscribe button, as it really does help the channel. And that's going to wrap it up for today. Until next time, I am Craig Thompson Wood, your host on Teaching with Board Games, saying thanks for coming to the classroom.
Are you coming back to school with me? We could have done it